Hello students, you all are welcome in grade 8, subject science, chapter number 4, metals and non-metals. In this chapter, we are going to learn introduction and history of metals, physical properties of metals and non-metals. So let's we discuss about the metals and non-metals. You see, from ancient people they use first of all stone age. So they use stone for preparing some weapons and things, household things. After that they thought and start to use to make weapons and some household things from wood. After that they thought and they found something hard things. That hard things, it can bend, it is durable, it has some signs. So they thought and prepared to start weapons from them. And that hard materials, that we can call it as metals. So these, just now I have talked about the history of metals. Let's we talk about its physical properties of metals and non-metals. Here I have bifurcated metals and non-metals. The first one property, physical property, luster. Metal has lustrous property. It means that metal has shining, while non-metals they have dull properties. They do not have shine. Next property, malleability. Malleability means what? Metal can be beaten and prepared thin sheets. Metals that can be hammered and prepared thin sheets. That is malleability. But in non-metals, we couldn't do that. Non-metals, we cannot get the property of malleability. Now, ductility. Ductility means what? To get thin wire, to drawn out thin wires from the metals. So, it's an amazing fact that I'll tell you that from 1 gram of gold you can drawn out 2 kilometers thin gold wires. Okay. So, to drawn out wires from the metal, that is ductility. But in non-metals, we couldn't do that. So, ductility is absent in non-metals. Metals generally they have hard form. Metals having solid state. Generally all the metals are solid in nature, but only one exception is there, that is mercury. It is in liquid state at room temperature. In case of these non-metals, generally you can find they are in powder form. Means generally non-metals you can find in solid and gaseous form. They break into powder form. So it is brittle. It is not hard. Metals hard, non-metals brittle. It is in the form of solid state and gaseous state. But here also one exception is there, and that exception, that is bromine. So bromine, it is in liquid state in nature. That symbol is Br. Here mercury, it is in also in liquid state. Here non-metal bromine, it is in liquid state. Generally, most important property, all the metals, they have the character of good conductor. All the metals having good conductor of heat and electricity. All non-metals having the property of poor conductor, or you can say bad conductor, or you can say insulator. Now conductor means what? Conductor means heat and electricity pass. All the metals, heat and electricity can be pass. Here electricity cannot pass. Heat cannot pass. So they are poor conductor of heat and electricity. All metals generally having sonorous property. Sonorous means what? When you strike the metal, it creates a sound. It produces sound. Bell ring, right? It has a sonorous property. Non-metals, we couldn't find this sonorous property. This we have seen state property, that all the metals, they have solid in nature except mercury. All non-metals, they have either in state solid or gaseous, exception Br, bromine. It is in non-metal liquid state, that is bromine. Metal liquid state, that is mercury. Mercury, which is represented by Hg, hydrogenum. Now, all the metals having high melting points and boiling points. Here also one exception is there, gallium and cesium metals, they have low melting points. In case of non-metals, they have low melting points and low boiling point. But exception is there. Here is also iodine. Iodine, which is act as a metal, means they have high melting points. Iodine, which is represented by I. Gallium, which is represented by Ga, and cesium, which is represented by Si. Cesium. Okay. From metals, you can find aluminium, that is Al, copper means Cu, gold means Au, mercury means Hg, silver means Ag, iron means Fe, magnesium means Mg. These all are belongs to metals. In case of non-metals, you can find very first element from periodic table, that is hydrogen, carbon, sulfur, nitrogen, oxygens. They all are non-metals. You see that carbon, diamond and graphite, they are the allotropes of carbon, means they are the forms of carbon, and out of them diamond is the hardest form like metal, and graphite, it is the soft form. So here all the physical properties that we have seen in metals and non-metals. Now in next session we are going to see the chemical properties of metals and non-metals.